The much anticipated NEET results are out. The National Testing Agency on Tuesday announced the results of the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test Undergraduate or NEET UG 2023. Two students, Prabhanjan J of Tamil Nadu and Bora Varun Chakravarti from Andhra Pradesh, have topped the medical entrance exam with a perfect score of 720 out of 720. Needless to say, this is a highly competitive exam. This year, almost 21 lakh candidates had registered for NEET UG, and out of these, over 20 lakh took the medical entrance test and almost 11.5 lakh have qualified. The entrance test was held on the 7th of May, except in Manipur, where of course there has been a lot of disturbance of late. NEET is held at the national level for admission to medical, veterinary, Ayush, BSc, nursing and life science courses. Now that the results are out, what happens next? Post results, the counselling process for NEET 2023 is the next step. Those who clear the NEET cutoff declared by the NTA are eligible. The cutoff score is the minimum score required to clear NEET and then to participate in counselling and the admission process. On this show, we will discuss with our experts how you can prepare for this process in the days and weeks ahead. We will get our experts to answer your questions about the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. As I said, the much anticipated results are out. I am still trying to wrap my head around how those two students managed to get a perfect score of 720 on 720. Perhaps they qualify as geniuses, but jokes apart, what happens next? There's a lot of stress and anxiety that stems from the exam itself. But fact of the matter is that the stress and the anxiety that the students or the candidates have to deal with does not end with the NEET exam results, you would agree. The process has only just begun. So for the benefit of our viewers, if you could put into perspective what happens next, how this entire process unfolds.
Thank you so much, Neha, for this opportunity. So first of all, results got announced yesterday. What has happened this year is that students were expecting much better ranks. Just to give you a perspective, at 700 score out of 720, which you can already think is fairly draconian in terms of how hard someone might have worked. Last year at 700 score, the All India rank was 50. This year on 700 score, the All India rank is 320. So a lot of students came out very happy on 7th May when the exam was conducted, that they had a great exam. They probably did not know that the paper was not that difficult. A lot of people had an easy exam. And what that has done is that at 700 score, which was considered safe for AIIMS Delhi, a lot of students are not going to get AIIMS Delhi. They are not going to get Maulana Azad. They are not going to get Safdarjung. They are not going to get UCMS as well. So that has left, if you will, a bad taste in the mouth of students who were anticipating for this result yesterday. What it has also done is the overall cutoff, the last seat at which you will get a college, has increased across board for All India quota as well as for state counseling by around 10 to 14 marks. So it has been a bittersweet day yesterday. You talked about two students who are getting 720. I'm sure they are celebrating, but those who were getting around 700, 705, who were very happy that AIIMS Delhi is guaranteed, which is the most coveted college, a lot of them are probably not going to end up getting it. It has been a bad day for a lot of students yesterday.
Jatin Chawla, what lies ahead for these students? Before we get into, the details of the counselling process and the admission process, just weigh in on what Kapil Gupta is saying. For me personally, it's an eye-opener because I never sat for a medical entrance exam. He says even with a score of 97%, you will not be able to make the cut at any of India's top medical colleges, including AIIMS, and that would mean heartbreak for many, many students. How do you see that? I mean, was it an easy exam? Why is this getting tougher and tougher and tougher every year?
So I think NEET is the toughest exam. It is very, very competitive with so many lakhs of students applying and few seats available. So I think, of course, the government is also trying to do some work. So we have heard of seats increasing, and increasingly year after year, I see more seats increasing. But my point as a career counselor is that, look, maybe I don't get the topmost institute, but I mean, in daily walk of life, when we go and meet a doctor, I've seen excellent doctors coming from, say, KGMC or a UCMS, and not necessarily AIMS. Of course, AIMS is the most revered and respected. So some people had a dream of catching it. But if I look at a general mass of people, so it'll get distributed evenly. So my this thing is, so get the best college of your choice, look at options on an all India basis also, research it thoroughly, look at options of the state where you have a domicile, so that you can, you can get some option. There are private institutions which are there. In, of course, private institutions have a question of affordability also, but some private institutions have done an excellent job of training medical professions. So I would kind of expand my horizons, look at these options. Sometimes, because if I'm domiciled in a certain state, so I have access to 85% of the quota. So I might get the top 3 4 institutions of that state, and I might still be, I would say, sailing well. And I will do online courses to boost myself up. I will go for amazing PG programs in India or outside India. I will somehow build up because I'm interested in that field. I want to be a great doctor. I want to help out people, and that's it. I mean, you get what you get. That's it.
You know, Jatin Chawla and Kapil Gupta are, of course, making some excellent points. They're saying that, when we go to a doctor, we don't necessarily look at which medical college that doctor had studied at, though we might want to look at their degrees, frankly. I know my dad does. But on a more serious note, Kapil also says, very interestingly and significantly, that the real game actually starts once you complete your MBBS at the end of those 5 years when you go in for specialization. So what would your advice be, ma'am, to students who've had a heartbreak, who will not be able to fulfill their dream of studying at one of the top medical colleges of India, let's say AIMS, because even though they worked hard and even though they may have scored 700 out of 720, it is simply not good enough?
Yeah, thanks, Jatin and Mr. Kapil, for good advice and good analysis for the students. I would say, I mean, I have personal experience with my son also. So I know that these competitive exams are really very competitive, and you aim at it, and many of them do not get it. So they should not get disheartened. As Mr. Kapil said, that the real game starts in PG courses. But there also, I do not think that one should get disheartened with the PG courses also. There are too many options there, I would say, because I do not want to demoralize the students because they didn't get good marks and they want to be doctors. At every step you can improve, whether it is MBBS or PG or post PG, even in practice. So once you get hold of any college, you should be very seriously doing your MBBS course, and thereafter, if you get into PG courses, and you should, be indulged in what you are doing to make you a great doctor. So these marks initially, it's very pinching that someone gets so high and others do not get it. But in the long run, when you go for competitive exams, you can see that even the student of AIMS do not qualify for many exams, wherein the students of private colleges also qualify for the exams. So one should not get disheartened. I know it's very competitive, and of course, hats off to those people who have got very high marks. But I would say that to those who have not got so high and getting admission anywhere, even not in government colleges, and they can afford to go to private colleges, because this is an era of privatization, and you cannot stop this, privatization of higher education. So in that case, your course is the same. It is all India course, and everyone is doing the same. So I think they should, once you get entry into the college, from the beginning, you should be very serious, because doctors are not only doing course, they have to handle many patients afterwards. And if they do it well and they do it seriously, they can, do wonders thereafter. So I suggest to all of them who have not even got good marks and getting hold of course in medical college, they should not be disheartened. They should go ahead. So I will voice for those who have got lesser marks than the ones who are toppers and are going to get into AIMS and other high brand medical colleges.